Welcome to Rock Talk Lapidary, your podcast for everything rocks.
Coming to you every Thursday 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and tap that bell. Let's get rockin'.
Hi everyone, welcome to Rock Talk Lapidary, your place for everything rocks. We bring you some of Lapidary's most influential and creative people, just like you and me. I'm Kirsten Safford, your host, and before I bring on my amazing co-hosts, let me tell you about how to enter our giveaways. So what you're going to do if you came into this link from Facebook, you will need to go into YouTube directly to log in so that you can drop comments. Just to give us a quick hi, tell us where you're watching from, and that will enter you into this week's drawing. We do the drawings at the end of the episode, and we do it every week. And we do have a great big giveaway that we're doing for our last episode of the season, and that is coming up in a few short weeks, and I will give you more information on that towards the end of the show. So right now, go and hit the thumbs up and share this out to everyone that you know who loves rocks and lapidary. We meet here every Thursday at 7 p.m. That's 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain. And tonight's guest is our very own Courtney, and we are very excited to hear from her and learn about what she does. And but before we hear from her about that, let's invite our co-hosts on. I'm gonna start here with Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hey everybody, how's it going out there? I'm Dave with Rock Talk Lapidary. I'm also with Rock Tumblers for Autism. We are an autism charity who raises funds and gives rock tumblers to kids who have autism. Make sure and come join us on Facebook under the same name. Kirsten, how's it going today?
Oh, it's going really well. If you see me popping in and out, it's just me having to take care of business. So I do want to touch on one thing. If you're listening to this Friday on YouTube replays or on Spotify, please do drop comments, and we will go in there and we'll comment back, and we'll try to get you involved somehow in a giveaway here. So please remember that. Dave, let's go ahead and bring on Ryan next. Ryan.
Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan with Glacier Bros Gym Co. Me and my little brother run it. We sell roughened slabs 5 nights a week on Facebook. A lot of fun. You might learn something.
That's a lot of fun. I enjoy your lives. They're fun to watch.
A lot of fun.
Right.
I'm excited for tonight. I love Courtney.
We love Courtney. Yes, we do. Our angel. She's in the background gagging. Okay.
Not going there again.
All right. Let's bring on our next co-host. I do want to mention that Brad couldn't be here tonight. He's getting set up for a trade show in Salt Lake City. So we're going to miss him. But he is in the comments saying hi, I think, popping in and out. So Matt Sams, welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Matt.
Yep, I'm Matt. I own Redbeard Rocks and Gems. I do some cabbing and some slabbing as of lately here, because Ryan's cool like that and showed me how to do that shit.
Oh my god.
Well, somebody has to teach you.
That's right. It's all good. Yeah, so
Potty mouth.
glad to be here. Glad to have Courtney on in the spotlight tonight, in the hot seat, as we call it.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So how about we bring her on? Yes. Here's Courtney.
Hi, everybody. Courtney King CNS Services, Cabs and Stones. I cut cabs, I cut slabs, and I sell it all.
Do you ever cut yourself?
Rural.
You having a morbid kind of thing?
It's been that kind of day.
Was that on a rock saw?
Actually, no. I was building some furniture today and got some blisters. So, but I do, yeah, I hurt myself sometimes, and that's okay. Um, what else do I do? I mean, I do a little bit of everything, you know. But my favorite thing to do is to cut cabs.
Well, in the lapidary world, hurting yourself is called self-love.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Fingernails are non-existent.
Yeah.
Road rash on your fingers from new wheels, as Dave has recently learned.
Yeah. Those
It's
Diamond
always
Pacific are
fun.
tough.
They are. They are. You
I
gotta make
had
sure you do
REZ
some
wheels
breaking in.
tear my knuckles up one time when they're
Man.
brand new and they have those big
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Did
Yes.
you
thorns
get
on
bit,
them,
Dave?
pretty much.
Yeah. I won't use the REZ wheels. Hate them. Hate
Did
them.
you get bit, Dave?
I've managed to keep most of the skin on. I do
Nice.
have
Oh,
some
that's
separated
great.
fingernails.
Right. Yeah, you just got to be a little careful till you get the knobbies worn off. But
It
cut a
will-
couple
it will
agates,
trim your
couple
fingernails.
jaspers, you'll be all right.
It'll trim your fingernails for sure.
Boy, I'm
Yes.
telling you.
Yes.
It'll take them clean off in ways you didn't know was possible. I'll tell
Absolutely.
you that.
Absolutely.
Those are some of the things I'm excited to hear about from Courtney, because Courtney is a hardcore cabber. I mean, that's what she does. And
Oh, yeah.
so, she's experienced all of the different types of wheels and just done different things. And we talk about it a lot because I've been using a different brand and I'm switching over to what she's using. And so I'm excited about hearing that kind of stuff tonight.
Cool.
She's gonna school ya.
I will answer any questions you have to the best of my ability. I always have
Awesome.
an answer. May not always be the right answer. May not be the answer you want to hear, but I always have an answer.
Okay.
So y'all tell me what
wait.
you want to know. I got you.
How about, do you want to walk everybody through a step-by-step process of how you would go from cutting a stone to making a cab without showing us, like just telling us?
Absolutely. So,
Oh, that would be awesome to do after we
yeah.
finish our
Oh, yeah.
housekeeping and we make her big because she's a big
Yeah. Oh, you're
superstar.
gonna make me big?
Um,
Oh no. Oh no.
What did you say last week about making me big? Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I think it. Okay. So I do want to touch on, we don't have anyone to spotlight tonight, you guys. So I implore you to send us photos of things you're working on. We would love to see. Send it to rocktalklapidary@gmail.com. Or you can get a hold of any of us in private messaging if you happen to be friends with us. We would love to share our viewers' stuff. So let's see, Dave, you have something you want to talk about?
I do. I want to talk to everyone about merchandise. And of course, right now this is our merchandise and we are looking at getting different merchandise here before long. I mean, they go great on the bottles. Let's see, I don't know if you can see the one that I put on my cabbing machine back here. They go all kinds of places. These are our Rock Talk Lapidary stickers, and you can get these for $2 a piece, or if you buy 10 or more, you can get them for $1.75 a piece. What did I say, $2.75? I meant $2 a piece, or $1.75 if you buy 10 or more. And you can find the link for these in our page of links down below. And I'm looking below and I can't see them, but you can. So just go to our links page. And either you can buy them, or if you buy something from one of us, usually one of us throws one of these in the package along with whatever we're sending.
Speaking of that, I owe Will. He won the giveaway a couple weeks back, and I forgot to throw one in his pack. So if he could send his mailing address, I'll stick a couple in an envelope and ship them to him.
And I have about 55 or 60 of these left. I need 60 people to commit to buying something from me.
There you go.
5 or 60 people, right?
So that's a good headway into the fact that we do live sales shows every other Thursday and Tuesday. Thank you, Courtney, always correcting me. She's so good. Tuesdays, same time, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And who's coming up this week? It's
The next sales show is this Tuesday, the 18th, and it will be Matt and myself.
perfect.
So
Okay.
come on out and get some good deals on some good stuff. Love to see you.
All of us have great stuff. Make sure you guys catch
Absolutely.
all those. We all have fantastic stuff.
And it's all
Yep.
different, right? Everybody's kind of got their niche, and everybody kind of carries a different variety of stuff, and
Yes.
you won't get the same
Listen,
stuff.
we could all sell slabs on the same night, and you would not see the same material twice.
No.
No.
That's
Honestly,
true.
I
That's
think
so
you would.
true.
That's true.
So,
There you go. There's one sitting on the desk.
me too, buddy.
You mean like that one?
That's right.
That is some of the sweetest agate there is.
What is
Montana. That is
Montana?
Montana agate.
That's pretty.
And I love the fracture
Oh,
patterns.
yeah.
Aren't
Dave,
they?
I stick up for you and agree with a lot you say. I don't agree with that last statement.
Some of the most beautiful. I love
Yeah,
Montana
no.
agate.
Dave, why are you showing us that?
Well,
Because you felt like
if we're going to go ahead and talk about that kind of business now, this is actually going to be tonight's giveaway. Is this slab of Montana agate?
Nice.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
I would like to tell you that I slabbed this with my own two little hands, but I didn't. I put it in my saw and slabbed it. So,
Can I win the giveaway tonight, please?
Yeah,
well,
put
you
me in
know,
there, too.
I think that would be up to Cheerston since she
I don't
tells
think
me
I'm
who to-
eligible.
Yeah, hey,
I don't think any of us are eligible, but
Right?
nice
Probably
try.
I'm commenting, so put me in there.
Hey, Scott, look in the and the links and stuff below. Dave's email, I believe, is in the description of the show, and send him an email about buying one of his bolos.
Okay, and I can custom make bolos as well.
There you go.
Matter
Awesome.
of fact, I just bought several packs of findings to make bolo ties with. Plus, I have some stuff from the '70s I can make them out of.
Yeah,
Nice.
Dave, I need to hit you up on some more findings, guy.
You
I
got
had a
some
lot of
retro
fun.
stuff.
It's just a lot of fun. You know
Did
what
you
I
have
mean?
fun with that?
I don't need nothing serious. It's just fun. You know?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, Miss Courtney, do you want us to show off some of your photos?
Sure.
Would you like to talk about those before you kind of get into what Ryan had requested?
I will do whatever you want in whatever order you want.
Okay, Ryan, you choose.
Oh, madam, this is your show. You just pick something. Go with it. We could do mine second. Ladies first.
What? Everybody's confused.
Run the
we can't just
pictures.
sit here
Do
and-
the
we could just
pictures.
sit here and look at me for the next 45 minutes, go like this.
I
And you know
will.
what? We would get a ton of views.
We would.
Oh,
Let's
Lord.
show some pictures. I want to
Let's
see
not
the
do
art.
that. Yeah, let's talk about stuff.
Let's see some art.
Let's go with art because we didn't have a person for this week.
So this is a piece of peach slag glass that I cut.
Oh,
Yeah, it's beautiful, right?
that
Really
is
high
Real nice
beautiful.
red
Wow.
running through it. That's my, well, I call it an ornament shape. Nobody else cuts that shape. I don't know why. It's a real fun shape to cut. I've never seen anybody else cut it. So I claim it as mine. That's another piece of the same slag glass, just in a long teardrop.
That is some high quality slag. I don't see
I'm
bubbles,
telling you.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really nice.
I've got a lot of really, really nice slag.
Is that that marble
So
slag?
would we say it's not slag, it's art glass?
We could say that.
Because when I think of slag, I think of like steel mill float, and it's not pretty. Where this is so
I've got
pretty.
lots
So
of
you could
pretty
call this
dark
almost like
black.
an artesian collet glass, if you
Yeah,
wanted to.
this is yeah, and some people do call it glass.
Oh, okay.
You know, but yeah, I
What do they call it?
buy call it.
They call it.
They call it color.
And I love this stuff, so I buy it, and I specifically like the more opaque, I guess is the right word, the not see-through. The see-through stuff is really pretty too, but I like the opaque, especially the marble glass is really cool. This is a piece of dino bone that I cut.
That's gorgeous.
That black.
Wow.
It's purple, almost black, with the silver. I forget what the lines are called.
The tribecula.
Tribecula.
Yeah, that stuff. Denise
Is that-
Kipke has this, and she made it into a really, really beautiful pendant that she's keeping for herself.
Man.
Yeah, I
That's
need to see
awesome.
pendant pictures. I want to see.
Yeah, I'll send you one. This is a Willow Creek jasper that I cut oh gosh, years ago. I forget whose home it's in, but somebody bought it. But yeah,
I
that
love
was
how
one of
you
my
keep
favorite ones.
track. I think that's sweet.
This is a gold sheen obsidian. It was one of the first obsidians that I cut. I get a little bit better of a polish on them these days, but that I believe is with Ellen Cole, maybe. Not sure. Um, but yeah, I love cutting obsidian.
I love gold
Uh,
sheen.
that's Starburst stone, um,
From
which
Australia.
from Australia.
Mm.
It is the closest thing you're going to find to Victoria these days, since they don't
The
make the
original.
Victoria anymore, obviously. But I deal directly with the guy that makes it, and I've got tons of that too in all different colors. A lot of fun to cut. Ryan is the one that actually introduced me to that. Thank you,
Nice.
Ryan. My little fat bottom teardrop.
Oh, I
That
thought she was
Is that
gonna call you
fluorite?
fat bottom something. I was like, damn.
I was like, we're back to the fat conversation we had last week.
I'm just pleasantly plump.
right? This is a piece of fluorite, dark purple with the blue banding through it. I think the next one is without it through, with the light going
You
through
know
it. I
what?
got this
I am
from Ryan.
impressed.
You
To
remember
get
when
those sharp
I got
corners
those
though on
couple of
fluorite.
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, look at how sharp that is. You lost nothing.
Yeah, I'm sorry to
So
cut you off, but damn, it
thank
is
you.
so sharp.
Wow.
I
Chris,
think
So
that
sharp.
particular
Really is.
piece I made from like a scrap that I didn't want to throw away. So most of my
Oh my
triangles
goodness.
like that you see are basically freeform triangles that are made from scraps that I just can't fathom throwing away. That
Look at
is a
that.
piece of Morenci turquoise, the
Yep.
original Morenci
pretty.
turquoise. That one is definitely with Ellen Cole, I believe.
Yeah, don't sell
Um,
that one. Don't
Now,
I
get
is
rid
did
of
that
that.
sell it.
pyrite in
I
that?
did sell it. Yeah, it's
Is that
pyrite. Yeah,
it's
it's
pyrite? Okay.
Morenci with pyrite. Yep,
Wow.
yep.
That is phenomenal.
Thank you. Lucin Veracite that I got, I think, from Dean long, long time ago. That is Kaleidoscope Jasper.
Yep.
Um,
Really?
yeah. So not Kaleidoscope Prism, which is different, right? But
Right.
Kaleidoscope Jasper, which comes from Oregon,
They
right?
are.
And this I
Right. Yeah.
cut a long, 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 long time ago.
That's
I call
that's
that
over
my
on the
rocker. That's my rocker shape.
is that the one over on the border closer to Nevada? Over by McDermott in that area?
I don't know. I just
I
know it
think
comes
so.
from
Okay.
Oregon. I got tons
Oregon's
of it.
close to Nevada. I'm so confused.
Yeah, one
I am now
corner of
too.
Idaho and Oregon come
Green
together over
hard
by the
because the
Nevada over
Yeah,
there.
greens are
it's
very
somewhere over
soft.
there, Dave.
I don't know. It's in Oregon somewhere.
I used to
Seraphonite
live over
for
there.
blue
I should be
power.
Seraphinite.
able to tell you, but
Yep, love the
Seraphinite.
Seraphonite. Yeah, very, very beautiful
Beautiful.
stuff. Fun to cut. That's a piece of demorturite. Um,
Oh, that is some really
I've
deep
got it.
that
blue.
That's
is
Yeah.
a
gorgeous.
gem demorturite
Now,
that I
something I've
got.
noticed about demorturite, Courtney, have you can get different pieces and they'll have a different depth of color. Some of them are almost
Absolutely.
translucent. Some of them are
Yep.
very opaque. Is that what you see too?
Yes. Yeah. And I have never found another piece that is as gemmy and deep blue as this one.
And
I
that's
think
what
I
first
cut
caught my eye.
4
Very
cabs of
dreamy.
that, and there's a
Yeah.
lady, a silversmith that I know. Her name is Pam Williams. It's PW Jewelry. If anybody wants to look her up, she does phenomenal work. And she is in, I want to say Arizona. She does great, great work, and she has this hyacinth
Willow Creek?
jasper.
Oh, Hyacinth
Hyacinth.
Jasper. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see that purple for sure.
Yeah. 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 I like mixing the colors up. Anytime I have a stone that has the multiple colors like that, I like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, single colors are great, but I like the different dimensions when you get multiple colors in a stone.
Shape almost gave it an illusion.
Birdite,
Ooh, I love verdite.
yeah. So
I have
this
a cab
was
of verdite from you, madam.
probably. This was from Tanner,
Oh yeah.
and this was way, way back. I don't even rarely cut this shape anymore. I used to cut it all the time. It's a fun shape to cut too,
That's
but not
pretty.
too many people buy it, for jewelry and stuff. so I don't cut it
Guys
very
don't like
often. But
green?
it's a fun shape. to cut.
Asymmetrical.
Yeah, I love it. Fun to cut.
It
Love
looks like
that.
it would have been fun to cut,
Yeah,
fun to polish.
right.
Oh, one of my
Chair white.
favorites.
Yeah, piece
Oh,
of chair
chair white is
Cheroy,
so awesome.
Whatever everybody pronounces it differently.
It's a strong third place for purples. Let's be
Right,
honest.
right. There's a lady named Susan King that is a friend of mine that I deal with from time to time. Not a lot anymore. That does some really phenomenal stuff. Kind of alternative artwork type. Not she does great wrapping. She does phenomenal jewelry, but she puts cabs in just different kinds of artwork. And this was a custom cut I did for her.
That is gorgeous. Wow.
Thank you. This is Redemption Agate. If some of us know Sue Holtz
I do.
Yeah.
in Oregon, right? This is actually, she gets this off of her own property.
Oh,
No
really?
way.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So I've got, I don't know, half a shoebox full of it.
I'll have to do some talking to her.
And it's got a lot of really, really pretty colors in it. Yeah,
Really
Sue's
pretty
awesome.
stuff.
Sue's a phenomenal lady.
She buys
She
a lot
really
of pop
is.
sockets.
Yes.
I bet she has. I bet
She
has
breaks a
20 of
lot
my
too,
pop
doesn't
sockets.
she?
Right? That cab is from the same slab as the one you just showed.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Shows you the variation of color
That
in that
peach
Redemption
bloom
agate.
flame almost in there.
Yeah, it's
My
beautiful.
goodness.
That's some Mescalero jasper.
Oh, okay.
I forget the guy's name, John something. That's
Oh, we
the
all know what that
kaleidoscope
is.
prism, right?
Mhm.
And I put that one in there, the sideways picture like that, because I like to, I don't know, show off my girdles, maybe, I guess.
Hoo-hoo.
Because
Make
I am
good ones.
super particular about making sure the girdles are even and straight.
Make it
and-
easy for
Super
the
helpful.
silversmiths people, please.
Exactly, yes. For the setters.
Yes.
So
I
that
did-
was the side view of this stone.
No.
Okay.
The
You know what I
other
love
one-
about
the
kaleidoscope
other one was
prism
a
stone?
bar.
It
All
looks
the
like it's
different
gonna fall
dimensions and the
apart in your
colors.
hand.
Right,
Like literally
right.
every piece you could hold a huge slab and it just looks like it's just gonna all crumble to pieces and it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, and it doesn't. This, I did some real, when I did my very first videos on YouTube, I did some real amateur step-by-step videos on, and you can find those on my YouTube channel. And this is the stone that I cut in those videos.
Oh, nice.
And that is with Patty Partica, who cuts or makes jewelry for Bella Luna, I think is the name of Shattuckite.
I have some of that. Did
I love
did I
this
get
stuff.
that from you, Courtney? Did I get that? I have some Shattuckite that I
You
bought
did
so
get
much.
a slab of Shattuckite from me. Yeah.
Okay.
Where is this from?
I
Court?
loved the Shattuckite,
Yeah.
probably from Dean, because that was old years
No,
ago.
no. Do you know
where
the
Shattuckite comes
location
from?
where
I do
this
not.
Shattuckite is from?
I have no idea.
Do you see the chatoyant plumes in there? I was thinking it was that really old stock chatoyant bluebird.
It's not Bluebird.
Okay.
I have some Bluebird that I got from Dean, probably around the same time that I got that Shattuckite, but I haven't cut it yet.
I remember.
That's some Maramamba that I probably got from you, Ryan, because most of the Maramamba I either got from you or Clint Gardner.
I'm obsessed with it. So.
And it
Can't
has my
remember who
least
bought it.
favorite metal in it. It has hematite.
I love him.
Ah.
I love
Do you
Yeah,
like
out of my
polishing
saw.
the blood red?
Yes.
I could see that.
Yes. Just another example of a girdle, but that's a purple cow that I did.
Oh, that's
It has a
gorgeous.
bug in it.
Look at that milk purple.
Oh, and
Yeah.
TC is awesome material. I'm so fortunate I live just 2 hours from the mine to go pick it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
More kaleidoscope. So most of my kaleidoscope prism came from Allison Clark Brown. For
Jim
those of you
Rhodonite.
that know her, she used to have, when it was readily available, she used to have a lot of really, really awesome slabs of it. And I'm a hoarder, and that's one of my favorite stones. So I bought it every time I saw it.
We were
Oh.
hoarding that too.
Yeah.
We were.
Yep.
We
Have
had
you
a
met
lot.
is that rhodochrosite?
This is rhodochrosite or rhodonite. Excuse
Yes.
me.
Oh, is it rhodonite then? Okay.
Jim Rhodonite.
This
Yep.
I made. It's a high dome cap. that I made. So when my husband and I agreed that it was time to get me a machine, which I'll tell you about later, the deal was that I had to take a lapidary class. So I did. And this was a cab that I made in that class.
Awesome.
That is Sujolite and Richterite.
Sujolite is
Yeah.
fabulous material, and I think
If
it's
I had
Ryan's favorite.
realized how
This is
much
my
that was
favorite.
worth when I
Also,
cut it,
Courtney's.
I would not have sold it for what I sold it for. But
Oh,
it went to a good home and it's beautiful, and somebody's really happy and got a really freaking high dollar cab for super cheap, and that's okay too.
It's like at least 10 to
happens. Happens, right?
That's a gem Sujolite that I cut. Also
Yeah.
years ago, because I don't think I've cut that shape in probably 4 years, 3 or 4 years. More purple
What?
cow.
That is, I start to say, I look at that off to the left, that green right there is
Yeah.
it's almost an opal that
Yes,
is in
and
that.
it's
Just
so
comes out
soft. The
beautiful.
green is
Yeah.
so soft. It's difficult. You have to be real careful with the green.
Right.
Okay, so I want to look at all your pictures, and we have just so very, very many of them in here. So I think let's take a break from looking at photos for a few minutes. So we can always come back and remember the spot.
Okay, what else you want to know?
Well, I think Ryan had a really good question for you at the very beginning of the show. Ryan,
So
do you want to
step by
repeat yourself?
step, you mean?
Yeah, the step by step on your process of taking a rough stone to a cab.
Okay, so if you go to my website at any point, there is a video on there that shows you from slab to finish, which is new. So that's why I'm saying go
It's
to
a
my
really
website and
good
check out this
video.
video.
It really
But
is.
taking a rough stone, so I'll take the rough stone, I'll slab it, obviously, in the slab saw. The slabs come off the saw, they go in kitty litter for a day, and then they go in Dawn water for a day, and then they go in regular water for a day, and then they're clean of all the oil. I take a fine tip Sharpie and I draw out my shape if I'm doing a calibrated and not a free form. So I'll draw my shape out and I take it to my handy dandy tile saw because that's what I use. I just use a wet tile saw to do my preforms. I don't have a high dollar trim saw or anything like that. I just go to Home Depot and spend $100 and get a cheap tile saw, put a different blade on it, and it's been working fine for me for years. So I don't mess with that process. Maybe someday I'll buy a real trim saw, but it works. Why mess with it? It's not broken. Um, Cut out my shape. I'll take that shape then to my 100 grit wheel. So I don't have my setup on my machine is a little bit different than most people's. A lot of people have an 80 grit, then 120 grit, and on down the line. I don't care about the 80 grit. I don't care about 120 grit. I just go right to 100. I go right in the middle. Everything I do gets done on the 100. I do my shape about down to, I don't know, millimeter or two away from my line.
Hmm.
Um, get the general shape of the cab, then I'll take it back to my drawing station. Once I decide which side's going to be the front. Usually my initial draw is what on the side that I think is going to be the front. Once I get that shape in shape, I got to turn it over and look at it because sometimes I may like the design on what I thought was going to be the back better, right?
Hmm.
So it depends on whether I have to redraw or not. If I change my mind about what's going to be the front, I do not have to redraw, right? Because if the what I thought was going to be the front is going to stay the front, now I have to redraw because I got to flip it over, and I redraw the shape on what is now going to be the back. I'll take that to back to my wheel. I have what's called a cab rest. It's a Diamond Pacific product,
Hmm.
um, and do again on my 100 grit wheel right down to that line. So what the cab rest does is it gives you that nice 10 to 12 degree angle
Yeah.
that you need for your setters. Um, so people that are making jewelry that are putting stones in settings need a little bit of an angle on that stone
Right.
so it sits down in that setting really nicely. And that's what the cab rest does. So once I get that done, I stick it off to the side, let it dry. I will take my fine tip Sharpie and draw my girdle. So I use just the side of my cab machine. So there's the top, right? That's like this, and the side. I'll put my stone on the top. I lean my fine tip Sharpie against the side, and I draw all the way around that stone by rotating the stone, not moving, because that keeps it even, right? It's real important for me that that girdle line be even all the way across. So the thickness is going to be the same. Once I do that, then I put it on my dop stick, right? You go to your dop station, you've melted your wax, you got your sticks. I have a 50-50 mix of shellac and denatured alcohol in nail polish bottles. Shake that up real good, dab it on the back of the stone, set that on my dop station to warm up. Why? Wax has shellac in it. Shellac sticks to shellac better. So if you put that solution on the back of your stone while it warms up, you've got to warm your stone up. Otherwise, it's not, the wax isn't going to stick real well anyway, right? Because it's cold stone. Hot wax, cold stone doesn't really work too good. Hot wax, hot stone with shellac on the back already of the stone makes a real nice seal for that wax on that stone. It's not going to pop off your dop stick when you're cutting. Once that's done, set it. I have a little Tupperware full of play sand, right? Because I will dop a whole lot of stones at one time. I may have 30, 40, 50 stones stopped all at one time. So I put them in this little thing of play sand to keep them upright because I want my stones even on my dop stick as well. The more even they are on the dop stick, the easier it's going to be for me to do my cutting. The angles are easier, right? So once that dries, 10 minutes, 3 days, depending on when I can get back to cutting, right? Back to the 100 grit, and I angle all the way down to that girdle line on the 100 grit. Then I'm gonna shape my dome also on the 100 grit. I'm gonna get it. I don't want any flat spots. When I start to go down the rest of the wheels, it's harder to get the flat spots out, right? Unless I'm working with a really, really soft material like the kaleidoscope prism. That I may do more of the shaping on the 280. But for the most part, your jaspers, your agates, your harder stones, I'm doing all that initial shaping on the 100 grit wheel, which is why I go through them faster. Once I get my dome figured out, and get my girdle situated and all of that, then I'm gonna go to my 280. Way on 100 grit, I'm not touching that girdle at all. I'm just cutting down to the line. I'm not doing anything with the actual girdle on the 100 grit. Then I'm gonna hit my 280 wheel. I'm gonna go over everything that I just did. I'm gonna get all the scratches out on the dome. I'm gonna turn it sideways. I'm gonna do the girdle on the 280
Hmm.
as well. Get that Sharpie off, get all the scratches off the sides. I'm gonna dry it off. Got lots of paper towels handy. Dry it off. Wait till it's completely dry and really look at it. Do I have any scratches? If I've got scratches in my stone, they're gonna turn white. You're gonna be able to see them.
Hmm.
White on your stone, you still got scratches. I mean, unless you're working with a white stone, that's a little bit more difficult to tell, right? But you'll
It's
experience.
murder.
But with experience, you get to where you can.
Right.
But on darker stones, those if there's any scratches, they're going to turn white. You're going to go back to your 280, do it again, do it again, do it again, right? Until you have no scratches, visible scratches. You still have scratches, but they're not visible. Then I go to my 600, do the same thing all over again, dry it off again. By the time I hit the 600, I should be starting to see a little bit of a sheen.
Right.
That's because that's your
Yep.
pre-polished, right? So that's my first 3 wheels, 100, 280, 600. Dry it off again. Make sure that everything is the same amount of sheen, right? Because I don't want something to be more or less polished than any other part of the rock. I want it to be uniform. Then I go over to my other side of my machine, which is 1200, 3000, 14,000. Same process through all 3 of those wheels. Some stones I do not do on the 14,000. 14,000 can hurt your stone as opposed to help it depending on what kind of stone you're working with, right? So you just have to get to know what stones you're working with. What is 14,000 gonna actually dull as opposed to continue to shine? What is 14,000 gonna help? I spend a lot of time on my 12 and 3,000 because I
Okay,
don't.
Courtney,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just got a question. I don't have a 14,000. I've been thinking about going to one. So
Mhm.
for me, I'm having a hard time picturing what would that 14 do to some stones that isn't good.
Fluorite, it can actually take the shine back off a
Really?
little bit, so it
Okay.
actually makes it a little bit duller. I don't know why, Dave. Um,
Okay.
but there are some stones that a 14,000 will not continue to polish, right?
Odd.
Um, I use my 14,000, so I'm on my 3rd year on this 14,000. Um, I use it on jaspers and agates pretty much only. I don't use it on any
Okay.
other stones. But I spend a lot of time on my 1200 and my 3000, probably more time than most people do, mainly because I don't use polishing compounds very often. I don't like them.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want to use them. I like the natural polish of a stone.
Hmm.
A natural polish, if I can get it to a glassy polish without putting any compound on it, guess what? It's gonna stay that way. The compound's not ever gonna, you put a co this is my opinion, right? Right or wrong. Compounds wear off, right? Um, Natural shine doesn't wear off.
So you're saying no cerium oxide, no ZAM, no nothing.
I
Okay.
have it all. I have all of it,
Right.
but I rarely use it. Very, very rarely use it. I have a cerium wheel that I'm debating to throw on the 14,000 or not, because why? I don't even know why I have a cerium wheel. I just thought it would be neat
And
just
I'm
to see,
curious about them myself. I've
right?
been wanting one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's just my process, right? So once I get through all the wheels and I'm satisfied that it is the shape that I want, it's the shine that I want, it's everything that I want it to be, it goes in the freezer.
Hmm.
10 minutes, 20 minutes, overnight. Again, depends on what I'm doing,
What do you got
right?
time for?
What my schedule is like.
Right.
Generally, it's
Right.
overnight.
Uh-huh.
Generally, I'll put it in overnight. Come back, take it out of the freezer, it pops right off. Pops right off the dopstick. Um, then to finish the backs, I go back to my wheels. A lot of people say don't use your wheels to finish your backs. Um, but if you do it right, you can use the wheel. You just have to be careful, right? Because you don't want to round your backs. You want to keep them flat. So you just have to pay attention to what you're doing. But I'll do it on the 280 and I'll do it on the 600 on the backs. Um, I don't go higher than that unless somebody asks me to. Most of the people that I sell to are either setters. I sell to several wrappers as well. Um, but the 600 is enough of a polish. Setters could care less. Setters don't care if the back's
Yeah,
polished.
it's a
It's going
nice
in a
matte
setting. They
finish.
don't care,
Yeah.
right? But the 600 gives it a little bit of a polish. And if somebody wants it fully polished, I got no problem doing that. It takes 2 minutes to finish polishing the back of a cab,
Hmm.
right? It's not a big
Right.
deal. They just got to let me know. And then I do a little beveled edge on outside, the back, outside of the back. And that is because sharp edges for wrappers are bad. They will cut their wire. I'm not trying to cut anybody's wire, right? So I put a little bevel on the backs. I don't put a huge bevel on them, but just enough to dull that edge a little bit so it's not going to cut somebody's wires.
Well, and I think the same stands true if they're going to put that in a silver setting because you backplane that just a little bit for that same reason to give it room in there
Right,
so it does not cut that silver.
right, exactly, exactly. And some of this stuff, because I'm not a jeweler, like I don't know these things. I cut cabs, right?
Hmm.
Some of these things I learned from my customers. Like I had a customer, well, she was a guest of ours, Lisa Catcher, called me one day and she said, can you maybe not make the backs so sharp? Because I'm cutting wires. It's a problem. Oh, well, I didn't know, right? Oh, that makes sense. Duh. But I wouldn't have thought about that, right? So it makes a big difference, right? And so even something as simple as packaging, right? Some of my packaging, my customers have said, I used to wrap them so tight because I didn't want them to get broken. I wanted them to be protected. I'd wrap them real tight in this bubble wrap and tape them all up. And one lady said to me, can you please not wrap them so tight? I'm afraid I'm going to cut the rock and cut the tip off of it.
Or
Wrap them a
cut your
little bit
finger trying to cut them open.
looser, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
now I use little jewelry boxes, right? And I tape, whatever.
Well, and I love
Um,
the way you ship your slabs because you put them between those pieces of foam board that are in there.
yes, yes,
Awesome. Works
yeah,
great for me
yeah.
because I save those to use myself.
Exactly, right, right, and they're cheap. I mean, those
Yeah.
foam boards aren't stupid expensive. I mean, they're not super cheap. They're not $5 for 50 of them, but they're not stupid
Yeah.
expensive either, and I like them. They're just little 3/16. I think it's 3/16 inch styro board,
Yeah. It's
you
a
know?
type of a poster board, isn't it, or something?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes, it's a
Okay.
craft board. Yep, it's
Right.
a craft board, and I just cut them down to, whatever size works.
Yeah, I tell you, your little boxes are the absolute best. I
They
love them.
are.
My little jewelry boxes?
Yep, yep, they
Thank
are
you.
fantastic.
And I do everything in purple because I'm a purple nut, right? So you get a purple box, you get a purple bubble mailer.
Yes.
Unless you're getting slabs, then you get a box.
And you
Um,
can throw a cab in that little box, put it between the layers of the cotton that's in there, and
yes.
maybe tape the edges shut, stick it in there, and you're ready to go.
Yep.
You don't have to
Well,
do
and
anything
that's
else.
exactly what I do. Every
Yeah.
cab goes in a little
Hmm.
Ziploc bag into the little box. The box gets taped and it
Right.
goes into the bubble mailer, right? And that seems to be working. Now that's probably my fourth
There you go.
version of how I ship things.
There's a couple
There
of
you
kids.
go. Yep.
There you go. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
So the cab that Matt bought, the Covalite cab that Matt bought from me from our first sales show that I did, um, is one of the ones that doesn't have the beveled edge on the back. That was before I knew about beveling the edges.
Hmm.
So Matt actually has several stages of my cabbing experience in the stuff that he's bought from me, which I think is pretty cool.
Now, your hard wheels on your machine, do you use plated wheels or do you use centered wheels?
I use plated wheels.
Okay.
I use Galaxies.
Okay.
Um, I have tried mesh wheels. I have tried different brands of wheels. I have never tried a centered wheel only because they're so heavy.
Hmm.
I don't want to throw off the balance of my machine. And what some people will do with the centered wheels is they'll take and they'll put that centered wheel in the middle as their middle machine to keep that balance.
Right
Is
here and
that
right
what
here.
you've done? Right, exactly.
Yep.
And
Yep.
see,
Exactly.
I
One
don't
on
want
each
to.
side.
Yep. And you know why I don't do that? And it's silly. I'm a little bit OCD, a little bit. I need to go from the left all the way to the right in
It was
order,
hard to get used to it. It
right?
really was because I'm the same way. Here's your 80, here's your 220, your 280,
Exactly.
and you work
Right.
through the process. But now I have to go 80, 220, go back over to the
Right.
280.
Right. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. So when I don't know, I use Galaxy. It's all Diamond Pacific. Everything I buy is from Diamond Pacific. I use Galaxy hard wheels, the 100 grit, and then I use nothing but Diamond Pacific Nova wheels for the rest of my wheels. So my 280, my 600, my 1200, my 3000, and my 14,000 are all Diamond Pacific Nova wheels.
Yep. Yeah, you just convinced me to change over. I just got my first two Galaxy wheels on there. I went from the Supernovas,
Right.
and I'm telling you, I've broke in several sets of the Supernovas and never had to worry about taking all the hide off my hands before.
They only do that for a couple of cabs, though. They really do.
Yeah.
Once you get the initial, like I said, cut a jasper and an agate as your first two cabs, and they're
Right.
worn in.
Well,
right?
and I just took
Um,
a straight piece of the edge of a piece of jasper, a slab, and I just
mhm,
stuck it on there for just a second, knock all those knobs off,
there you go.
and but then
There
you
you
do
go.
the dumb thing of reaching down while it's spinning to see if there's a knob left somewhere, you know.
Yes. Yeah, that's not.
No, it wasn't great.
You'll only make that mistake once or twice.
Yeah, and I'm
Once
used
or
to the
twice.
other wheels. They're not quite that they're not that tough, I guess I want to say.
Right.
This is Dave we're
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
talking about.
Right.
3 or 4
Yeah.
times, Dave. You'll be okay.
What
3 or
you
4
will
times.
find out though too, Dave, is it'll take your 3,000 longer to get worn in than it'll take your 280 or your 600.
Because
You'll
you're not
get
using it as much. There's not as much
Exactly.
cutting going on, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But once you get them worn in, I haven't changed. Now, this year's been a struggle for me because I've had some issues with my other company. So I haven't changed my wheels yet this year. I generally change at least my 100 and my 280 every 3 months. My 6 and 1200 I change every 6 months, and my 3000 I usually change once a year. This year I have not. I mean, I still have. I buy at the beginning every January. I buy a year's worth of wheels.
Wow.
Because I generally will do. If I am. Oh, well, Julie, I hope that answered your question. I didn't even see your question. Um, when you should change your wheels is real simple when they're worn out, right? And everybody's
Right.
going to be different with that. When I am on my game, I'm cutting 30 to 50 cabs a week. So I'm changing, I wear wheels out pretty fast. But I'm also, again, a little OCD. Um, I don't like to, um, if I get to a point where I have to push so hard to get my wheels to
Hmm.
do what I want them to do,
Right.
that my machine is moving,
The speed of your cut.
time to change the
Right.
wheel, right? So that's not to say that those wheels aren't still good for softer materials because sometimes they are. So now I have two shafts, one that has older wheels that I save for softer materials, and one that has the newer wheels that I'll use for the jaspers and the agates and the harder stuff, right? Um, and that's so now I can just swap my shaft out rather than
Mhm.
change three wheels and put three. I mean, I've got, I don't know, probably 10 wheels sitting behind my machine that are just old wheels that aren't worn out, but they were worn out enough for what I was cutting at the time that I needed to change it, right?
Yeah.
So
And you always take those used wheels, you set them back for that day when you might just happen to need a wheel and you can't get one, or you need to cut a different
exactly.
material. Right.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yep.
Hey, Jennifer had a question. It said, for that volume of cabs that you're doing there, how many do you
Uh-huh.
do a day to get that turnover?
So it really depends on my schedule, Jennifer, because I own another company. I own a commercial cleaning company, and some days I have to work. But when I have people working and everybody shows up for work and I can work the schedule that I want to work, like trying every day. Some days that doesn't happen. Most days that doesn't happen because I do it in stages, right? So, like Monday is draw them all out and get the preforms cut day. And then maybe Tuesday is get all the shapes done day. And then maybe Wednesday is dop them all and start cutting them day. And then Thursday and Friday, then it's actual cut, 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 cut. But if I had to break it down, like my goal is to do 10 full caps a day, right? If I can get 50 on dop sticks by Wednesday, by Saturday afternoon, I can have 35 of them cut.
Nice.
If I can sit down for 4 to 5 hours at a time. So once
Right.
I get them on a dop stick, see, people don't think about, like I think about the time that it took me to draw it and the time that it took me to cut it out the preform and the time that it took me to put it on the dop stick. And the time, like everybody goes, oh, you can cut a cab in 20 minutes. Well, yeah, but how much time did you spend cutting the
Right. You
preform?
got a
And how much
slab
time did you
trim.
spend?
Yeah.
So all of that takes into consideration. Once I
Yeah.
have them all on dop sticks, I can cut 4 to 5 an hour. If I'm doing really soft material, I can do 6, right? So it just depends on what material am I cutting, right? If I'm cutting a jasper, I'm probably only getting 4 in an hour once they're on dops,
Right.
right? So effectively, can I take a piece of kaleidoscope prism from slab to finished cab in 15 minutes? No. I can do it in 35. A jasper or an agate is going to take me closer to an hour because they're harder. They just take longer. You
Right.
have to do
Yep.
more
Right.
grinding on them, right?
And the bigger the cab, the longer it takes.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And for me, like I don't do tiny. My hands are big, right? I do not have girl
That's
hands.
why I like pop sockets.
Yeah, I got big hands. For me, I can't do anything less than about 10 millimeters anymore. I used to be able to go down to about 6. Now I'm starting to get arthritis. My hands just don't allow it anymore.
I can't even see a 6.
It's very difficult. It's very
Yeah.
difficult. So sometimes those tiny cabs are harder for me than the big cabs because there's much less room for error. So I'm going slower. I'm being more meticulous, right? Just the way it is, right? And I just so anymore, anybody asks me for anything less than 10, I'm like, nope, sorry, I can't help you. Unless it's my
Well,
mom or, somebody that's
right.
special to me. I will do a 6 millimeter, but I won't do anything less than that.
Well, and I've noticed as I've aged since I started this, even just during the last 4 years, we get up there. Yes, I have glasses, but the older you get, the harder time, even with the glasses on, trying to see the smaller material, the
Yes.
scratches, find out where that girdle is, all of that.
Right.
I can't do them.
They make a thing that jewelers wear. It's a Omnivision. Is that what it's called?
hmm
That you can put down that is more magnifier. I was thinking about getting one of those, but I don't I don't even like hats. So I don't
I
know
wear
how
one of
I
these a
feel
lot of
about.
times.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, my
Exactly.
mask is caught up in it, and I have to wear
Okay.
it with my glasses. But even at that, I think we get to the age sometimes, the lenses just don't work in your eyes like they used to. So those smaller
Right.
ones, and some people, I've known older guys that could go ahead and just do them all day long.
Right.
Even
Right.
with my glasses, with those, it gets difficult sometimes.
Right. Right. I don't have so much of a problem with my eyes these days as I do with my shoulders and my back. So I have
That's
to
a
make
tough one.
sure that I am because I sit when I cab. I don't stand. A lot of people stand.
hmm
So I have a chair, that raises up and down. Um, but I find that I'm constantly readjusting depending on how my shoulders and my back feel.
hmm
So,
And that's
um,
important, I think, and I was hoping that you were going to go there, is the importance of finding something that is comfortable and doesn't strain. Like me, I have discs in my neck that are messed up. So, trying to
right.
find if I'm too high or if I'm too low, it puts that strain on with the hands. I have a
Exactly.
rest. My cab machine has a wide enough lip on it that I can rest my hands while I'm doing
Yes.
some of that cabbing. And so find that thing, that works for you and makes you comfortable if you're going to do this.
Right.
And I
Right.
stand. I mean,
Do you?
I've
A
had
lot of
two
people
major
stand.
neck
Yeah.
injuries and 2 major back injuries, and it's just better for me.
Right.
I don't do real good sitting for a couple of hours. I'm much
Right.
better off to stand. So I
Right.
just
Right.
now I prefer a 32-inch high. I put my cab machine on top
Mm-hmm.
of my bench. So
Right.
countertop height,
Like a
right?
counter height. Right.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that would be
that's kind
easier
of a
to stand at.
neutral. Yeah.
And even me, Matt, I can't
Right.
stand because of the
And
ruptured
that's a
disc
good
in my
point.
lower back. But this is a mechanic's stool that I sit on. So
Yep.
it'll go up high enough that on that 32-inch bench, like you're talking about, I do the same thing. I have my machine up on that. So I can get up high enough that I can keep shifting around and kind of get the same way that you are.
Yep.
Yeah, I have the
There you go.
CB8, and it has it has to be 7-8 inch armrest on it.
Oh, wow.
Huge thick
Oh,
armrest
wow.
for you to, and it's smooth as could be for you to lay your arms on. I love it.
Right.
That's
Right.
awesome.
Well, and
And some
that's
people
the
put a
other
pool
thing
noodle on it. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people do. And that's the other thing is, the 6-inch versus the 8-inch versus the 4-inch Pixie,
hmm
right? I use a
Yep.
6-inch Cab King because I like that nice tight curve that it will give on some of the shapes that I cut,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of people want to use the 8-inch because you do have more room in between your wheels. I gave up the extra room between the wheels because I want that tight curve on my cabs.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and I bought the one that I have because it being an 8-inch and the way they designed it has extra room between the wheels because, I mean, when you have these things and you're trying to hold something that's small and keep your hands from hitting the other wheels. When I started doing this, my knuckles were always torn up. I'd grind through fingernails.
right,
It was
right, right.
crazy. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna stop everybody. It looks like it is time, Dave, to do your giveaway on that piece of
Okay.
Montana. We're gonna let Courtney pick the number tonight, of course,
let
Maybe
me,
hour go.
I'm
and then
going to
we gotta
dip
go
this.
over the giveaway for the end of the season also.
Right. Yeah, we've
So
got a few.
Guys.
Yeah, that went really quick. Wow.
It
Yeah.
did.
it did.
Where to go?
Yeah.
I am
Great.
hoping everyone can see that.
Nice.
So,
Here,
Courtney,
wait a minute.
hon,
Wait a
you
minute.
are
Wait, I'm
picking
gonna. Yep,
number.
I'm going to wait. I'm gonna. There we
Just send that to me, Dave.
go.
Right? I mean, that is actually just a beautiful piece of Montana agate.
It
It
really
is
is.
And
gorgeous.
I cut this myself, and so this is what our giveaway is tonight.
Nice. All
1
right.
through
What are
8,
my
Court.
numbers, Ryan? 1 through 8.
Mhm.
4.
4, Julie Ship.
Nice, Julie.
Hey, did you?
Julie, you are the
Wow.
proud owner of a slab of Montana agate.
All right, Julie, do me a favor. Look in the description or send your mailing address to rocktalklapidary@gmail.com and we will get it to Dave so he can send you your
Your prize.
winnings. Yes, your
Congratulations.
prize. There you go.
She's
Yes,
on.
this went really
She's
fast,
still
you
in the
guys.
chat, so yeah, she's still there.
Yeah, she's still here.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
Heck
Nice
yeah.
giveaway, Dave.
And,
Real nice
and
giveaway.
Julie,
This is a fun show.
this is going to come in the package with it.
Yay!
All right. That
Yay
is your
for
giveaway that goes
stickers.
with this piece of agate. So you get both of these.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right, you guys. So we are, as you all know, hopefully, we're doing a really big giveaway at the end of the season. Is that where you were going next, Ryan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we're all adding to that as we go. So since tonight was my fun, I'm going to tell you what I'm adding to it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. I'm going to try. Because as I move it closer, the colors are going to mute. But this is a real nice plume agate. It's kind of gold cab that I cut probably 4 years ago. That's just been hanging out with me. This is a Sugilite Richterite cab.
Wow.
I know
my
you're not going to be able to
goodness.
see purple, black, blue. It's phenomenal.
You can see the hints of it. It's beautiful.
Yep, that's your money cab right there.
Yeah, guys, you need to make sure that you're looking at prices on stuff if you're wrapping it, because
Yeah.
that's one that'll
Yeah,
kick
if
you
you're
in the
wrapping
booty
this,
quick.
yeah, this is a no joke cab. Okay. That's worth some dollars. And then the other one is I don't know who's doing that, playing games with me here. The other one is this little Lucent Veracite cab that I cut a while
Very
ago
nice.
as well. So these are all cabs that I have had in. So I have this tub of needs more work cabs, and I was going through it not too long ago, and I pulled all this stuff out and like, no, this doesn't need more work. This doesn't need, like, why is this even in here? So these are 3 that I pulled out of that tub, and I'm gonna, rather than sell them, I'm gonna give them to a lucky winner. Okay, I don't know why I'm the only one on the screen, but that's a problem. There we go.
And guys, don't forget, this is for the end of the season giveaway.
End of the season giveaway. Yes.
So you already, Kirsten has also showed you what she's giving away, and you know that me and Andrew are giving away a 10+ pound chunk of Maramamba. Tiger's Eyes. So it's gonna be fun. We still don't know what Dave or Matt or Brad are gonna show, but in the upcoming weeks you will find out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I think I'll reserve what I know what I'm going to give away, but I think I'll reserve that until our next show.
Oh, please.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I haven't
But I'm telling
figured
you,
it out yet, but
you're going to like it.
it'll trickle
Nice.
out.
So make sure that you're commenting every show, guys, because every show is a different entry. So make sure you're commenting.
And there'll be
Right.
multiple winners. So jump in the
Right.
chat. know, participate.
It's a
like, share.
giveaway of all giveaways.
Yep.
So,
For this season.
So
Ding the
so
bell
far
to
it's looking
be
like this is
notified.
Yep, all nice prizes. I have seen nothing yet that I don't want myself.
right.
Courtney's sending all that stuff to me to
You
send
should have
out,
seen
right?
me. You should have seen me beat Andrew with a stick to get that piece of Marimamba on screen.
I bet, 'cause I wouldn't have let you give that away either. That's crazy. You're lucky I don't drive up there and steal it. So the last thing I'm going to say before I let Ryan do his thing for the end of the show is, if any of you need any help with anything, if you're learning how to cab, if you're learning how to do anything, reach out to me, reach out to Matt, reach out to Ryan, reach out to Dave. All of us, reach out to Kirsten, reach out to Brad, even the people that aren't here tonight. All of us are more than willing to help you. All of us are more than willing to talk to you. All of us are more than willing to cheer you on.
Absolutely.
Right.
We're making that our responsibilities from now on.
Yes,
So
and
if
thank
you
you
guys
for
need
coming.
help, please.
Yep, and thank you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate y'all being here. The only thing you didn't get to learn about was about how I got into this crazy, and that's okay. Maybe we'll learn about that next time.
We definitely want to have you again.
Awesome.
I'll
I
think
enjoyed
about it.
this.
I will say
It went really fast.
The only dumb question is the question that you don't ask, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So we don't mind. That's what we're here for. We want to
Yep.
help,
Not at all.
right?
So
we all
in
look. We were all beginners at some point, right? And somebody was kind enough to teach us. So, we're
in
about
honor of Cheerston,
spreading that knowledge.
Or
in
they
honor
weren't, and
of
we just
Kirsten,
drug
we have to
ourselves
ask
along
you-
until we figured it out. You know
Right.
what I'm
That too. Yeah.
bulldoze
So
through it, you know.
we have to ask you that one question
Then we found
that
Courtney.
Kirsten didn't get to ask.
What?
If you could get rid of any stone or mineral on the face of the earth, what would it be?
It's funny. I thought about this yesterday, and I had an answer yesterday, and I don't have an answer today. If I could get rid of any stone or mineral, what would it be?
Goldstone for me.
Why would you get rid of goldstone?
Because
I mean, it's not a
didn't
stone.
make it how they
First of
used
all,
to.
it's man-made,
It's
but
glass.
it's not a
is.
stone.
But they used
Glass.
to use actual copper to make it blue, and they would use different minerals to make it green, and different minerals to make it gold. Now it's just all glitter, and I can't stand it. I miss how it used
It
to
also
be made. So
depends
I
on
hate it.
where you get it from. If you get the old Italian goldstone,
Yeah, I'm the Italian guy.
that's the guy. That's where you want. You don't want to get the China goldstone. You
Oh,
don't
hell
want to get
no.
the Indian. You want to get the Italian. That's
Yeah.
important. Eradicate off the face of the earth. None of them.
That's
No
kind of
rock.
me. Yeah.
No rock deserves to be eradicated. They're
I
all
agree with you.
beautiful, and all rocks need love.
Do you have a least favorite?
Uranium.
I love them all.
Uranium's my wife's favorite.
My absolute favorite is sugilite.
Tell her you said that.
It is. My wife is a chemist, and she also has an emphasis on atomic nuclear waste. So she likes uranium.
Okay. I would take sugilite and kaleidoscope over every other stone every time,
Sugilite.
but I would never
Great.
get rid of any of them. Sugilite
Even-
is my go-to, my jam.
Even composite sugilite is just
Composite sugilite
beautiful
is
material.
beautiful, isn't it?
That
See, I see
composite
you figured it
sugilite
out,
probably
didn't you?
still has crushed up sugilite in it. To
Yeah,
be
of course
honest
it
with
does.
you. The
That's why
color
it's
match
called
is so
composite.
perfect.
Still
Yes.
sugilite, Dave.
Yeah.
This is at least
Uh,
30, 40 years old, this
That's
particular.
the good stuff. Then you
Yeah.
can
So
tell
it's
the color.
important- Yeah, it's important
Yeah.
to remember that composites are composites only
Of the
because
material.
they're crushed up stone or dusted
Right.
stone, right? That is then added to like a resin. type
Compared
Right.
thing,
to a recreation resin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
still
they're
sometimes just as
still-
beautiful.
Oh,
I was trying to
thank
make
you,
it so I didn't-
Tammy. Poop. I
Tammy
get rid of
said
poop.
Dino poo. Yeah.
After her rant about dino poop on our show
Thank
that
you,
one day.
Tammy. I
Fine.
hate poop more than
I
anything
forgot
in the
about
world.
the
I don't know
corporate
why
like
people cut
conversation
that.
that we had
No,
on our
get rid of
show.
it.
Ain't
Get it
nothing
off
wrong with
that
little
screen.
poo.
That
Hey,
is
that's
actually
from last week. You go put that back, okay?
that is actually
Right.
ancient sea turtle coprolite.
Tammy
There's a
remembered.
little piece
Thank
of
you,
poo.
Tammy.
There you go.
No poop, you guys. Ew. Ew.
She calls that
It
poop
doesn't
du jour.
smell like poo anymore.
I'll stick with
Till
till
you
you cut it.
it.
till you cut it.
Listen, I licked that one 3 times and trying to figure out if it was really poo.
Was it grain fed, Dave?
Hold on, Dave. Lick it one more time and make sure that you were correct.
Oh
Was
my
it a
God.
carnivore or did it, herbivore?
No,
Alrighty,
yeah,
guys.
I think that one was a carnivore.
We're
Oh
floating
my
off, my
gosh.
peeps. We are
Too
floating off
funny.
into space
Okay.
right now.
I think
So,
we are.
Ryan, what is the one thing that you want to tell people before we close this show out?
I want to tell you to like, share, and subscribe and turn the bell on. You
Please
guys need
and
to make
thank
sure
you.
that you do that, please. That bell will notify you 15 minutes before the show starts, so you will not ever miss a show.
And we do not want you to miss a show. We love having you here.
Yes.
We want to thank you for being here. I especially want to thank you for being here. I can't believe that was a whole hour. That's amazing. I love you guys.
Oh,
I
of
love
course we
each
love
of
you.
our co-hosts. So let's do our little thing here. Matt, you got anything you want to say before I take you off the screen?
No, I tell you, as we were talking about, right? If anybody out there has any questions whatsoever, reach out. That's what we're here for. So, Courtney started out at one point in time. Dave did, Ryan did, Cheerson did, Brad did, I did. I started out not too long ago. I've only been cutting since December. So, if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out. There's more than enough, people willing and able to help you and kind of guide you through the process. And we totally 100% do not mind. So thank you,
That's right.
Courtney. It was
And if
interesting.
we don't know the answer, we definitely know the people to find out.
That's
I
right.
promise
That's
you.
right. That's right. Thank you, Matt. We'll see you on
Yeah.
Tuesday, my dear. All right, Dave, what you got?
Kind of the same thing that Matt was saying. Number one, I thought it was a great show. Thank you for Courtney for being on here. We had a great time, and we're all kind of a cohesive group. We love to lose a laugh and everything, and it's really family. And between all of us, we have this knowledge that we may do things a little bit different way. Maybe we have a little bit different procedure, but that's what's so great. If you need help with something, one of us will find something that works for you out of all of those different procedures. So just like Matt said and everybody else, get a hold of one of us and let us know what you need. Thank you for coming and being on our show and watching us tonight. Appreciate every one of you. If you're into rock tumblers, you want to come join our rock tumblers for autism. We're getting ready Saturday to draw 2 names for brand new rock tumblers for parents of kids who have autism.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Very cool, Dave. Very cool. Thank you, dear. See you next week.
Bye, buddy.
Right?
Alrighty, guys. Once again, like, share, subscribe, turn the bell on. I'm not going to talk about me or about helping you guys. This show was about Courtney. Everybody else covered that subject already. You have been such an inspiration to me and Andrew the whole time that we've known you. We love you so much. Not just in lapidary, but in being a person and just
love you
being a
too.
good person in general.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for everything, guys. This lady is amazing. She does so much work, not just for this podcast, but for anyone that she knows. She goes out of her way for everybody.
Don't
Please.
make me cry before we end
Oh,
the show.
of course I'm gonna make you cry. You're like my second mom. You
So
really
you
are.
guys have to keep in mind that Ryan and I have actually met in person. I've been to their
Definitely.
house. I've spent the night. We've done some things together.
She cooked me dinner,
So,
y'all. It was delicious.
because I'm the mom. That's what I
Yep.
do.
We went on a little mini vacation together even when she was here. We've done a lot of
Yep.
stuff. So,
Yep. We sure did.
if you guys need anything, reach out to us. If you don't know Courtney or you're not following her on anything, please make sure that that's not the case. You should. You should definitely know her out of all of us. Courtney's awesome.
Thank you.
But I am looking forward to your cell on Tuesday. That'll
Thank
be
you.
really cool. Make sure you guys come to that.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna have a lot of new stuff.
yeah, I can't wait to see. I'll be there watching. But
Cool.
we love you,
All right.
raccoons. Have a good one.
Thank you, Ryan. All right, you guys. I'm not gonna stay big for very long. Like I said already, love you guys for being here. Appreciate you. Um, and we'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, share, buy the merch. We're gonna have new merch coming. Um, just, thank you. Thank you so much. And here we go. See you next week.
Great show,
Great show, guys. Let's go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.